I think it comes up like that because it was really you. It was you orchestrating the whole thing is why it failed. It wasn't that, you know, the divine masculine wasn't reciprocating anything. Clearly, look, you know, and neither were you. That's why you ended up back here. So you kind of admit defeat. You admit forfeit. You're like, fuck this. This isn't going anywhere. Back to square one, you. And so now the Emperor wants to speak for the, well, it's clarified for the Knight of Cups, the Emperor. Okay. And yeah, you know, there's a masculine and a feminine. That's where I got that. And it's like, you have your assets and attributes and I have mine, you know, but there's always supposed to be a masculine and a feminine, one who's in front and one who follows. Even though it's so sad to see you two in this energy. Now, I said that you were this person. First, I said you were this one. Then I said you were that one. And now you're back here. So that's kind of what it looks like, I think. It's like you guys just kind of go back and forth, that whole runner-chaser vibe I was talking about in part 1. Okay, so go back to that to understand that card a little more, maybe. But, yeah, I think he just wants to talk to you about this that you did, this effort. So he's a fire sign. This is an Aries. He was probably, and you're a water sign. So Jesus, in this energy, right? In this energy, this was the two forces fighting together. All right? Now, I mean, I have a lot of, actually one of my dear friends, I have a lot of Aries friends, but I have a best friend who's also an Aries. I have a few best friends and one of them is an Aries. And when we get into arguments, it's just, it's very weird already. I'm not going to lie. It's awkward sometimes, but fire and water, and he's a major arcana and you're a little knight who maybe got a little slitherin of water in there. So it was, you know, he could have really, you know, lashed out at you, okay, divine feminine, recently, or in this energy now. He could have, like, he would have made you feel real little and real stupid. So it's sometimes when you want to go back in time and you come back, you know, fate is always supposed to be, so it doesn't matter how it happens, it's going to happen. He got to see the different way that you tried to salvage this relationship, to salvage, right? And either way, you were always going to be the lower half. Okay, does that make sense? Because of the way you were coming in. So one day you could have come in as a King of Cups, as a Two of Cups, whatever. Regardless, he was always this major arcana. There was always something that was set in stone. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. And so, yeah, that probably was pretty tough, you know, and you were already in a vulnerable state, right, divine feminine, and not knowing who you wanted to be, how you wanted to go about things, and not making your decision. Again, he's a major arcana, and so are you, but what comes first is all of this, like, doubt, and should I not, should I not? So, you know, the divine masculine, he does love you, and he does care for you. I mean, you guys are coming up as an item here, okay? I mean, so it's clear. But it talks about also that how you two are actually on the same page, and we see that here. So you both are feeling, it's a mirror, you both are feeling what you're feeling. So divine feminine, if you feel like you're coming in from a whole nother aspect, maybe dissect that a little bit. We'll talk about what he wants to say. Maybe dissect that a little bit so that you understand which way to come correct next time. I hope that makes sense to you. Let's see what the Emperor has to say before we clarify any others. Does the Emperor want to say anything about that Knight of Cups, or about anything at all? What does the Emperor want to say? What do we have? The Three of Wands and the Strength card. So he's speaking in his tongue. Okay, this is an Aries or a fire sign, so he could be a fire sign. If not, this is the energy he's in when you go fucking shit up. Okay, all right. But when he realizes, remember, he's watching you in any aspect. Okay, some of them are actually spying on you. They can see you somewhere. So, especially if it's on the internet, if you know it's only on the internet, be careful with the stuff you're posting. I mean, he's just getting jealous. That's what I feel. He's very protective over you. I think about Edward and Bella now. Okay, that's what I'm thinking about now from Twilight. Okay, so the Emperor wants to talk about, okay, this Three of Wands talks about establishment, being established, being secure. When you want to find something else to do, divine feminine, when you think about going somewhere else, don't just give your heart, throw your heart out on the line, because you're not giving it to someone. It's like, you're not getting off on me. You already got off in me. Like, you got to be able to apply that naturally. I'm sorry if that was insensitive for some of you, but I'm trying to appeal to the whole crowd. And yeah, so the Three of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sag. You know, they plan. This guy's already established. The ships carry his cargo out in this body of water. But I mean, he's just looking for his next step. Okay, I kept seeing the Four of Wands in this. But anyway, so I think he wants to tell you to plan. He's like, plan, sweetheart, plan. Sit there and think and plan. Make sure you are already established. Some of us don't have jobs. Some of us are not established, which is what I was talking about in the first part, that some of us are going to need to take that job. Some of us is really, that's where we are and why we're doing this. We're all in this energy for multiple different reasons, okay? General reading. So, but there's, you know what you're going to have to do, and stop trying to just think that you're devoting that cup to the relationship. You guys are out in the cold. This is where you two are right now. So it's best to try to maybe now this time go in the church and see what jobs you can get. Go in the church and see what help you two need. Go in the church and don't worry about if one has to keep, like you have to. Anyway, let me not go astray. So he wants to tell you to take your time and plan. I think he also wants to tell you that you are successful. You're someone who can, when you put your hands on something, you're going to get it done. Okay, you're not afraid to get your hands dirty. He's saying have strength. You could be a Leo. Or he could be a Leo, but he's telling you to have strength, especially in this situation. Like when you're just in limbo, you don't know what to do, and you get vulnerable, and then you're like, oh, I need love, So I think he's saying you have love. I mean, you have me, you have a king, and we're destined for each other. So I'm going to have to speak my piece. I'm going to have to help you, and I would hope that you would do the same for me. You know what I'm saying? But some of you are already established, okay? Some of you are going to get established. I think this is a plan. I think if you're open to his communication, this is a plan for you. You're also the Queen of Wands. So I want to say still that you understand. You do have a dialect. You two can understand each other. If you're not speaking, listen to music. Be in touch with your divine. I was saying that in part 2, that some of you are not in touch with your spirituality, so you just override that church and you override the help. What is in this cup without your spirituality, without that? So the Emperor wants to say to have strength, because remember, if he's watching or if he feels you and he sees you're doing that, and, then you end up in this, he already knows, and he has to kind of sit by and watch that, and that sucks. Just like how you guys have to sit there and watch him make mistakes with his karmic or in anything. He's saying, look, you are established, you have this, you have that. Even in assets, physical or anything, tributes to, to who you are and what you can do. Have that strength and have no fear. Have confidence. When you come in, next time, come in as the Empress or come in as the King of Cups. But, you have to make your decisions and make, your own decisions for yourself. So on the top of the deck, we have the Eight of Pentacles. I saw it earlier. I want to show you. Work on your skills, work on your goals. He's saying that's what you have. He knows that you have skills. He knows you have goals. He knows you're this type of woman that can do that. You're his wife. You're his figure. He knows. You're both. He's the high priestess. You're the high priestess. He's the hierophant. He knows your capability. All right. Let's clarify this Empress here. Spirit, do we want anything for this Empress? I think we want to do that Queen of Wands too. Okay. So the Moon card, and I'm seeing it in reverse. So, it talks about you, Divine Feminine, being confused. I really do think you're still confused, even though it's not here. I feel like there's an in denial here. That's what this screams to me, is in denial. It's like one of those things where we can talk about the biblical definition of these cards in reverse, but it really talks about you being in denial. And we know that because of these two cards. So the Divine Feminine is so in denial that it's like you need some words of wisdom, you need some communication. I know that's what you said, that's what you need. So make that decision then for Divine Feminines thinking about getting a new job. If you're thinking about relocating, if you're thinking about communicating, if you're thinking about whatever you're thinking about to do in this time, in this suffering, in this waiting, do it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Obviously for the benefit and the positivity of mankind and you and him and love. So go ahead and do that. But it says that you're really in denial. Maybe some of you are waiting on words. Some of you are waiting to know that you are the Empress to him. Some of you are waiting to hear how beautiful you are. And damn. So okay, let's see what else we have for the Empress. We have the Ace of Swords. Okay, yeah. And okay. I want to clarify this Queen of Wands in reverse. But but I feel like, yeah, okay, I want to tell you that, yeah, you know who you are. It's just you're in denial, period. We have the Two of Wands and the Page of Pentacles for this Queen of Wands in reverse. So Two of Wands, more Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. So like I said, regardless if you feel like you're not talking to him physically, or like his I think it has to, I know you're the Empress too, but his jurisdiction, remember there's a masculine and a feminine, is always watching over you. And I feel like it's a twin flame journey, okay? So if you're into your spirituality, you understand that where he is, you are too. And so, you know, one of y'all is going to have to keep playing catch up. You know, play catch up until you've met at the right just at the right degree. Two of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag, talks about planning. All right, more planning your next move, planning your next step. He really wants you to get in your Empress mode. You know, if you're an Empress of a body of people and yourself, you got to have some sort of rules and regulations. He wants you to plan your next step. Plan. That's what's screaming here, is plan. And don't be so quick. Don't be so naive, okay? Page of Pentacles. Once you plan, some of you, okay, if we're talking about you getting a job, for some of the Divine Feminines, getting a better job or coming up in your money, right? Work and your stability, your security, all right? Because, you know, soon you're going to have to take accountability for someone and their family and your family, or just you two, and then build a family. It talks about skill developing. Remember, we saw that Eight of Pentacles there. So, you know, a lot of you may not tell anyone that you have secret skills, but he knows your secret skills. He knows how good you can do, like how you'll be successful. He knows like kind of what the gods or what the heavens have given you, okay? I think your head is in it, but you're very confused. You're very in denial. It's like, why are you so in denial? You're like, have all these burdens. There's so much I want to say. But Divine Feminine, for those who are looking for a job or not, or looking in the aspect of material things and money, just know that you will, okay? You will. We have that King of Swords. So some of us are like in our business mentality. I think that's where we're going to decide to go. It's not to give up on love, but it's to stop putting love where love isn't needed. You know, sometimes in marriages, it's like we don't need to like have sex or go out to the club. Sometimes now we just need to figure out what our next move is going to be financially. So it's you building for this marriage. It's you kind of like, you know, not turning your back on anything. But remember, this Two of Wands talks about, you know, this guy is definitely married, or this guy or girl is definitely in a commitment or in a relationship, or just has their foundation, something that's more serious abroad there that they need to focus on, so that they can keep bringing in the money for the family, bringing in the loot, bringing on new ideas. This person needs to always, Divine Feminine, you need to always be active. And that's what he wants you to know. And like, you know, he was the jurisdiction for this card. Like, wrong move. You know what I mean? I love you too. But, you know, there's a lot of readings where I talk about, you know, bringing your masculine or even your Divine Feminine down with you when you're in negative energy. It's not, you know, up to them to be in this positive light when you're in the dark, or to be in the dark while you're in the dark. Does that make sense? Some of you just need to, you know, think about new opportunities. Skill develop, learn how to plan, get out of the in denial, get out of the confusion of who you are and who you're meant for. I think that, you know, the Emperor is definitely going to be taking a leap of faith with you. And so I think that's why he's really trying to, like, that's why I was saying, okay, he's like, I shouldn't. I don't want to just, I don't think he wanted to just tell you, yeah, you're left out in the cold and that's that. No, I'm like here with you though. You know what I mean? Just trying to protect you. He's definitely like, still, he's trying to protect you. Okay? Divine Feminine. Let's get an advice card for the Divine Feminine, please. An advice card. Ooh, the Lovers. Ooh, and the High Priestess. All right, so, you know, like, damn, you know, like, step into your power, dude. You know, that's all I can say for that. The Death card, Queen of Swords now. Step into your, I just saw the Ten of Cups. That's what I thought was going to come out, so even better. Taking the leap of faith. All major arcanas are coming out. Nine of Cups. This is your advice. So if you want to book a personal reading, okay, and understand what this means to you or understand your personal journey, please follow the description box below. Thanks so much. Bye.